Good morning, Fairmount. It's Pastor Lindsay here. I'm coming to you with the Friday vlog, and I wanted to read you a prayer this morning. You may have seen an email from us that a very dear member, very long time, dear member of the congregation, Millie Yoder, passed away this week. Millie was a woman who was deeply committed to faith and touched the lives of many people at Fairmount and beyond. But I'm not sure everybody knew that she wanted to be a minister. But because of the time that she grew up in, she was prevented from doing that. She was prevented from going to seminary, from becoming a minister. But those things did not prevent a deep relationship with God. And so a few weeks ago, her family dropped off a bunch of books from her library. She was an extensive reader. And they were there for us to put in the church library or to take home for personal use, that kind of thing. And I picked up this book, A Diary of Private Prayer. Not a book I had been familiar with or heard of before, by John Bally, I'm going to say is his last name. He is a professor of divinity in the University of Edinburgh and chaplain to the king, so that's pretty fancy. This book was published in 1950. And I believe somebody gave it to her husband, Jess. I don't know if you can see that. Jess, in 1951. And it is this neat book that has prayers. It's for a whole month. Prayers in the morning and the afternoon. And there's a prayer on one side of the page and then a blank page on the other where you can write prayers. And so as I've kind of looked through this book, I can see handwriting. And again, I don't know if that's Millie's handwriting or her husband's handwriting, but it's pretty neat to know that this book meant something to somebody and connected them to a life of prayer. So I wanted to read one of the prayers for you this morning, and it's actually the first day, the morning prayer of the first day, and I'm going to change some of the words to make it a little bit more inclusive. But will you join me in prayer? Eternal maker of my soul, let my
soul.
Can you hear Oliver there? We're going to do a prayer where I just read it, okay? All right, thank you. Eternal maker of my soul, let my first thought today be of thee. Let my first impulse be to worship thee. Let my first speech be thy name. Let my first action be to kneel before thee in prayer. For thy perfect wisdom and perfect goodness. For the love wherever thou lovest all. For the love wherewith thou lovest me, for the great and mysterious opportunity of my life, for the indwelling of thy Spirit in my heart, for the sevenfold gifts of thy Spirit, I praise and worship thee, O Lord. Yet let me not, when this morning prayer is said, think my worship is ended, and spend the day in forgetfulness of thee. Rather, from these moments of quietness, let light go forth, and joy and power that will remain with me through all the hours of the day, keeping me temperate and truthful in speech, keeping me faithful and diligent in my work, keeping me humble in my estimation of myself, keeping me honorable and generous in my dealings with others, keeping me loyal to every hallowed memory of the past, keeping me mindful of my eternal destiny as a child of thine. O God, who has been the refuge of my parents through many generations, be my refuge today in every time and circumstance of need. Be my guide through all that is dark and doubtful. Be my guard against all that threatens my spirit's welfare. Be my strength in a time of testing. Gladden my heart with thy peace. Through Jesus Christ, my Lord. Amen. As you go into this day or continue this day, remembering that you are a child of God, may we be guided through all that is dark and doubtful. May we find God's strength in this time of testing. And may our hearts be gladdened in some way this day. I hope you all are well, and we'll talk again soon.